This is Alexander Bayless. He pleaded guilty to the murder of a retired teacher back in 1985 and has served the past 38 years in prison. But on Wednesday, he'll go before a parole board asking to be released back to Shaker Heights, where that murder took place. 3 News' Monica Robbins reports on one man's effort to keep Bayless and other killers behind bars.
Bret Vinocur is a watchdog. 20 years ago, he started Block Parole, a website that tracks Ohio's most violent offenders and their parole dates.
The mission is to keep the worst of the worst inmates in prison and make sure society's protected. But when there's a family available, we help them navigate the process.
There's no family fighting for Marcia MacClellan. The retired school teacher lived alone and brutally died in this house on Stockholm Road in Shaker Heights.
The police reports in this case were so shocking and so graphic and so gruesome that this stood out to me years later, that I felt strongly about this, and that's why I sent a letter to the board.
18-year-old Alexander Bayless, the son of doctors, lived a life of privilege on Van Aken Boulevard in Shaker Heights. In 1985, he pled guilty to murdering MacClellan and received 30 years to life. Chris Schroeder is a former Cuyahoga County assistant prosecutor. He wrote a Bayless parole opposition letter in 2019. He's now a U.S. attorney in Alaska, but sent another opposition letter 2 weeks ago because this case still haunts him.
He broke into Miss MacClellan's home. He beat her in the head with a fireplace poker until the poker broke. He strangled her with the cord from a steam iron. Then he dragged her unconscious body upstairs, filled up the bathtub, held her head under the water until she drowned. And then after that, to make sure that she was dead, he poured bleach and toilet bowl cleaner down her throat.
The current Cuyahoga County Prosecutor's Office also sent a 10-page opposition letter to the parole board and will remotely attend the hearing. Vinocur put a public petition on the Block Parole website, asking the public to weigh in.
If you look at his childhood records, he was constantly setting fires, torturing animals, breaking windows, stealing. He got expelled multiple times from school.
The background makes him the worst I've ever seen. I've never seen a background this awful that parallels known serial killers.
According to prison records, Bayless engaged in risk-relevant programming and has acceptable conduct. 6 years ago, he completed a prison culinary program from Edwin's, the Shaker Heights-based leadership and restaurant institute known for giving formerly incarcerated people a foundation in the hospitality industry. Working there is Bayless's parole plan, except in an email, an Edwin spokesperson said Bayless is not currently enrolled in a program, nor has he secured employment upon release. Bayless goes before the full parole board Wednesday.
So this will be Bayless's third try for parole, and Vinocur says he did submit a letter to the parole board, Bayless I'm talking about, accepting responsibility for the murder and expressing remorse. Vinocur doesn't try to keep every inmate behind bars. He says he has a list of more than 700 that he will not contest. He only keeps tabs on the most violent offenders, and that list keeps him exceptionally busy.
Going back to Bayless, we said he pleaded guilty back in 1985. Why was he not sentenced to life without parole at that point?
Yeah, that's a great question. The issue was Ohio had a loophole at the time. Life without parole wasn't added as a sentence until 1996. So the prosecutors at the time pled the case out to the maximum sentence that they could, which was life with parole eligibility after serving 30 years.
I see. All right. Monica Robbins, thank you.
Sure.